Top 25 Material Mover Interview Questions and Answers. Preparing for a material mover interview requires more than simply knowing how to move products from one location to another. Employers want dependable workers who understand safety procedures, equipment handling, inventory accuracy, teamwork, and workplace efficiency. A strong candidate should demonstrate responsibility, physical awareness, attention to detail, and the ability to follow instructions correctly. In this guide, you will find 25 common material mover interview questions and sample answers designed to help you confidently explain your experience, skills, safety knowledge, and approach to handling materials in a warehouse or industrial environment. 1. Tell me about yourself. I am a hardworking, dependable, and safety-conscious worker with an interest in material handling and warehouse operations. I am comfortable performing physically demanding tasks, following instructions, organizing materials, and working as part of a team. I understand that accuracy and safety are extremely important when moving products. I am also willing to learn new equipment, procedures, and technologies. My goal is to contribute positively to the workplace while completing every assigned task efficiently, accurately, and safely. 2. Why do you want to work as a material mover? I want to work as a material mover because I enjoy practical, hands-on work and being part of an organized team. This position allows me to use my physical abilities while developing valuable warehouse and logistics skills. I understand that material movers play an important role in keeping operations running smoothly. I am interested in learning proper material handling procedures, improving my efficiency, and becoming a reliable employee who consistently follows safety rules and completes assignments correctly. 3. What are the main responsibilities of a material mover? A material mover is responsible for safely transporting, loading, unloading, storing, and organizing materials within a workplace. Other responsibilities may include checking labels, preparing shipments, maintaining inventory accuracy, operating material handling equipment, and keeping work areas clean. A material mover must follow instructions carefully and communicate with supervisors and coworkers. Safety is also a major responsibility because improper handling can cause injuries, product damage, or operational delays. Accuracy, teamwork, and reliability are essential in this position. 4. How do you make safety a priority? I make safety a priority by following company procedures, wearing required personal protective equipment, and staying aware of my surroundings. Before moving materials, I check the load, equipment, pathways, and destination to identify possible hazards. I never take shortcuts when handling heavy or unstable items. If I notice damaged equipment, blocked aisles, spills, or unsafe conditions, I report them immediately. I believe completing a task safely is always more important than completing it quickly. 5. Have you operated a forklift or other material handling equipment? If I am trained and authorized to operate equipment, I can safely use material handling equipment according to company procedures. I understand that forklifts, pallet jacks, carts, and other equipment require proper training and careful operation. Before using equipment, I inspect it for visible problems and ensure the load is secure. I also follow speed limits, maintain safe distances, and watch for pedestrians. I would never operate equipment without the required training or authorization. 6. How would you handle heavy materials safely? When handling heavy materials, I first evaluate the item's weight, size, shape, and stability. I use proper lifting techniques and available equipment instead of attempting to lift something beyond my safe capacity. I keep my back straight, bend my knees, maintain a stable position, and avoid twisting while carrying a load. If an item requires 2 people, I communicate clearly with my coworker before lifting. My priority is preventing injury while protecting the material from damage. 7. What would you do if you found damaged materials? If I discovered damaged materials, I would stop and carefully inspect the situation without creating additional damage or safety risks. I would separate or secure the damaged item according to company procedures and immediately notify my supervisor or appropriate department. I would also document the damage if required and provide accurate information about where and when I found it. I would never hide damaged materials because doing so could create inventory problems, customer complaints, or additional workplace losses. 8. How do you maintain accuracy when moving materials? I maintain accuracy by carefully checking product numbers, labels, quantities, locations, and instructions before moving materials. I avoid relying only on memory. especially when handling multiple similar products. If the workplace uses scanners or inventory systems, I follow the required scanning process carefully. Before completing a task, I verify that the correct material reached the correct destination. Taking a few extra seconds to confirm information can prevent costly mistakes, inventory discrepancies, and shipment delays. 9. How would you handle a fast-paced warehouse environment? I handle fast-paced environments by staying organized, focused, and calm. I prioritize tasks according to supervisor instructions and operational requirements instead of rushing carelessly. I prepare my workspace, keep materials organized, and communicate when priorities change. I understand that warehouse productivity is important, but speed should never compromise safety or accuracy. If several urgent tasks arrive simultaneously, I clarify priorities with my supervisor and complete each assignment efficiently while maintaining proper safety procedures throughout the shift. 10. What would you do if you were asked to move an unsafe load? If I were asked to move an unsafe load, I would not ignore the problem simply to complete the task quickly. I would explain the safety concern to my supervisor and recommend securing, repacking, or using appropriate equipment before moving it. If necessary, I would request assistance from another trained employee. I believe following safe procedures protects everyone in the workplace. Completing an assignment is important, but preventing accidents, injuries, and material damage must always come first. 11. How do you handle repetitive physical work? I understand that material moving jobs can involve repetitive lifting, carrying, pushing, pulling, standing, and walking. I handle repetitive work by maintaining proper body mechanics, staying hydrated, using equipment correctly, and following workplace safety procedures. I also remain mentally focused because repetitive tasks can sometimes lead to careless mistakes. I treat every movement seriously, regardless of how routine it becomes. Maintaining consistent attention helps me protect myself, coworkers, products, and overall warehouse productivity. 12. How would you prioritize multiple tasks? I would prioritize multiple tasks based on safety, urgency, deadlines, and supervisor instructions. First, I would identify tasks that affect production, shipping, receiving, or safety-critical operations. If priorities are unclear, I would ask my supervisor for clarification rather than making assumptions. I would organize my work to reduce unnecessary movement and avoid repeatedly traveling between locations. My goal would be to complete urgent assignments efficiently while still maintaining accuracy, safe handling practices, and proper communication. 13. What would you do if you made a mistake? If I made a mistake, I would take responsibility immediately instead of trying to hide it. I would inform my supervisor, explain exactly what happened, and help correct the problem according to company procedures. I would also determine what caused the mistake so I could prevent it from happening again. I believe honest communication is important in warehouse operations because even a small error can affect inventory, production, deliveries, or customer satisfaction. 14. How do you work as part of a team? I work well as part of a team because I communicate clearly, respect coworkers, and understand that everyone contributes to the overall operation. When moving large or heavy materials, I coordinate with coworkers before starting the task and make sure everyone understands what needs to happen. I am willing to help others when appropriate and accept feedback professionally. I believe good teamwork improves safety, productivity, communication, and workplace morale while helping the entire operation meet its goals. 15. How would you deal with a difficult coworker? I would remain professional and avoid allowing personal disagreements to affect my work. First, I would try to communicate calmly and understand the coworker's concerns. If the issue involved a misunderstanding, I would work toward a practical solution. However, if the behavior affected safety, productivity, or workplace standards, I would report the situation through the appropriate management process. My goal would always be to maintain a respectful working environment and focus on completing responsibilities effectively. 16. What would you do if you noticed a safety hazard? If I noticed a safety hazard, I would take appropriate, immediate action to prevent someone from being injured, when it was safe to do so. Depending on the situation, I might warn nearby coworkers, secure the area, or stop the task. I would then report the hazard to my supervisor or safety representative according to company procedures. I believe employees should actively identify and report hazards because preventing an accident is much better than responding after someone gets hurt. 17. How do you handle working under pressure? I handle pressure by staying calm, organized, and focused on the task in front of me. When workload increases, I avoid panicking or rushing because careless decisions can create safety and accuracy problems. I prioritize assignments, communicate with my supervisor, and work efficiently while following established procedures. I understand that busy periods are normal in warehouses and distribution centers. Maintaining a professional attitude helps me remain productive while ensuring that quality and safety standards are not overlooked. 18. What would you do if inventory numbers did not match? If inventory numbers did not match, I would stop and verify the information before assuming something was correct. I would recheck product labels, quantities, storage locations, paperwork, and system records. If the discrepancy remained, I would report it to my supervisor or inventory team and provide the information I had collected. I would never change records without authorization. Accurate inventory is important because incorrect information can lead to shipping errors, production delays, and unnecessary costs. 19. How do you keep your work area organized? I keep my work area organized by returning equipment and materials to their designated locations, keeping aisles clear, and removing unnecessary items from working spaces. I also make sure labels remain visible and materials are stored according to company requirements. Good organization helps employees find items quickly and reduces the risk of trips, falls, damaged products, and unnecessary delays. I believe maintaining a clean workspace should be part of the daily routine rather than something done only during inspections. 20. Are you comfortable working different shifts? Yes, I understand that warehouses, manufacturing facilities, and distribution centers may operate during different hours, including mornings, evenings, nights, weekends, or holidays. I am prepared to follow the schedule assigned by the employer and understand the importance of arriving on time. I know that material movement often supports other departments, so attendance and punctuality are extremely important. I would communicate professionally with management if scheduling issues ever affected my ability to report for work. 21. How would you prevent damage while moving materials? I would prevent damage by selecting the appropriate equipment, checking the load before movement, and following proper handling procedures. I would move materials at a controlled speed and avoid sudden turns, drops, or unnecessary impacts. I would also make sure products are properly secured and stacked according to company requirements. Before placing materials in storage or loading areas, I would verify that the destination is suitable. Careful handling protects company property and reduces waste and replacement costs. 22. What would you do if you did not understand your supervisor's instructions? If I did not understand instructions, I would respectfully ask my supervisor to clarify them before starting the task. I believe asking questions is better than making an incorrect assumption that could cause a safety issue or operational mistake. I would repeat important details back to confirm my understanding, especially when dealing with quantities, locations, deadlines, or equipment. Once I clearly understood the assignment, I would complete it according to company procedures and communicate if any unexpected issue occurred. 23. What qualities make a good material mover? A good material mover should be dependable, physically capable, safety conscious, organized, and attentive to detail. They should follow instructions, communicate effectively, and work well with supervisors and coworkers. Equipment awareness and proper handling techniques are also important. A strong material mover understands that small mistakes can affect an entire operation. I believe reliability is especially important because other departments depend on materials arriving at the right place, in the right condition, and at the right time. 24. Why should we hire you as a material mover? You should hire me because I am dependable, hardworking, safety-focused, and willing to learn. I understand that this position requires physical effort, attention to detail, teamwork, and responsibility. I will follow company procedures, respect workplace rules, and take care of equipment and materials. I am also willing to accept feedback and improve my performance. My goal is to become a reliable member of the team who consistently completes assignments safely, accurately, and efficiently. 25. Where do you see yourself in the future? In the future, I would like to build strong experience in material handling and warehouse operations while becoming increasingly skilled and dependable. I would be interested in learning additional equipment, inventory systems, safety procedures, and operational responsibilities. With experience and strong performance, I would like to take on greater responsibilities or advance into a senior material handling, warehouse, or logistics position. I believe continuous learning, reliability, and a strong safety record can create opportunities for long-term career growth. A successful material mover interview requires candidates to demonstrate more than physical strength. Employers want people who understand workplace safety, material handling, accuracy, teamwork, equipment awareness, and responsibility. Practicing these 25 questions can help you prepare clear and confident responses that show your ability to perform the job effectively. Remember to connect your answers with real examples whenever possible and demonstrate a willingness to learn. Stay professional, emphasize safety, and show that you can be trusted with important materials. With proper preparation, you can make a strong impression and improve your chances of getting hired.